I wonder what we were talking about.
I know, me too.
They probably missed the applause thing. We should do that again.
Okay. Let's see. What were we at?
I think we were talking about like it's pretty dope that we are right here in this room. You know what I'm saying?
Because you were talking about how we used to have beef and I didn't know it.
Yeah, it wasn't beef though.
Not
it wasn't beef. It was just like I'm explaining.
Okay.
I'm explaining. So this is the time when I was angry at Bobo, the bread boy, and he didn't even know it.
Throw that bitch back in there.
Because I was bitter looking at the situation in the back, and there was like 20 people with this same. I had the same feeling about it. It wasn't just you, but I'll tell you why.
Okay.
All right. So essentially, there was somebody. I've worked with several engineers over time.
Okay.
And even like now, I'm not trying to shed light on that. You know what I mean? But there's times when business, things can happen, right? So there was a situation that happened with one of the engineers and an artist, and he was essentially saying, "Hey, this guy won't give me my music, right?" And then this guy was saying, "This guy won't pay me for it." So,
no shit.
So then he was like, we were DMing because I messaged him because he messaged me actually, and I messaged him back, and he was voicing his concerns. He said, "Hey, this is your studio. You have to deal with this." And I was like, you know what? This is my studio, so I will deal with it. I'll help you. And I told him, I said, "Hey, don't go to social media. Don't like make a big fuss. I'm gonna handle it. That's it."
And you're talking to the other producer or the artist?
I'm talking to the artist.
Okay.
The
one
guy
who's upset?
Who's very upset. And I told him, I said, "Hey, I understand why you're upset. This if in fact this is happening, we'll get it right. Like no matter what, you're cool. I got you. Like I'm an engineer. There's a ton of stuff I could do for you to make your money right." And he was like, "Okay, cool." And then literally 30 minutes after that, he made this big post and tagged me 100 times in it. And it was like, it was just very like, it basically would be like why would anyone ever want to go to my studio after reading that long post? You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
So then there was like 34 shares on it. So you gotta mind you, at the time, I'm looking at like, this dude is lying on me. And like all these people are thinking it's true. And then I get to looking, and I was like, man, 15 of my friends shared it. And I was like, damn, why?
And one of them was me.
And one of them was Bobo the Red Boy. And I was like, and I was thinking, and it was like after we worked together and stuff.
Right.
So I was like, in my mind, just in your situation, but let me speak on the whole picture first.
Right.
Which was like, I saw about 25 people that were friends with me that shared it. And at that time, now I look at this situation differently now. But at the time, it hurt my feelings because I was like, and I just was straight up deleting people. I was like, man, they don't fuck with me. They don't fuck. Like, why would you share these lies? Like, and in my head, it was a few people who was kind of like, I don't care if I never see you again type stuff. Because I was so, you got to realize my business is my passion. And everyone who knows me knows that I'm not no bad business. You know what I mean? I don't got no business on getting over on people. Because
the post was about another producer who works in your spot, right?
It was, but I was the only one that tagged throughout the whole thing. So any person reading it would think it's about me.
Right, okay.
Unless they very paid attention. Because everyone's commenting like, yeah, oh, that studio's fucked up.
No
blah,
shit,
blah, 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 blah. And it's cool.
I didn't comment, did I?
I think you did, but you didn't comment. You didn't comment like, you didn't say nothing like, oh, that's like, you were just like, damn, that's fucked up. Which it was. It was fucked up.
The situation in a whole.
Yeah, the situation was. But I think for me, it was my first time kind of being like online. I had never experienced like people spreading lies about me online. And like until you go through that, it's easy to be like when you see a celebrity and you're like, oh, just don't read your comments.
Yeah,
but it's like, sometimes like, them comments hurt because it's like, man, that's not me. You're sharing, you guys are sharing stuff, and it's getting all this attention and 30, 40 shares and all these likes and all these comments. And I'm like, and the whole time, 30 minutes ago, he just told me he wouldn't do it because I was gonna help. I was gonna solve the situation behind closed doors.
No shit, huh?
And then 30 minutes later, he makes this big post, and in my mind, it went viral. And I just remember looking at all the people who shared it. And you just happen to be one of them. but it hurt me because I was like, dang, like I thought that was my homie.
Right.
And but I think you were just like more so, like when I look back at it and reflect it, it was just like a innocent, like you were just trying to stand up for the scene. Like, hey, this some bullshit. Like, I'm gonna share this shit.
Cause I remember you telling me before, and I do not remember the post or like who it was about or what it was about.
Yeah.
And we ain't gotta say it on here. Of course,
yeah.
you know
I don't even know the guy. I don't even know him.
Shit.
I couldn't spot him out. Nothing. I just.
Do you remember the names involved? And I'll bleep them.
What? Like the person who it was?
Yeah.
Nah. No. Like I said, I didn't even know him.
No shit.
I didn't even know him.
Or who was the dude that was working in your studio?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep that off wax, bro.
Yeah.
But it was just, it's the fact that like if it would have been him tagged, that would have been a whole new thing. But it's like it was me through it. So like for example, to paint a picture, if somebody made a status today and they were like, man, I'm never working with Bobo again. The team is just full of liars and they just gonna take your money and bully you. And imagine if I shared it and I was like, man, this is fucked up.
Right.
It'd be like, you would look at it, maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you'll be like, oh, that's cool. It's just social media. Who cares? But maybe you'll look at it and be like, dang, that's fucked up, dude. We got an album together and some more. I mean, now we way closer than that.
Yeah.
But just at that time, it was like a stray bullet. Because it was like all the people who shared it, I didn't care nothing about it. I was just like all these people, like, I'm not rocking with none of y'all.
Did you unadd me?
At that time, yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, no.
Can we get a bombshell or something right there?
All I got is.
So I did, dude. I was in my feelings. And I can look back at that and be like, man, I was emotional about that. Yeah. Because I should have just hit you up and been like, bro, like, he tagged me 15 times in here. Why you share it? But I think you didn't do it to hurt me. Yeah. You did it to involve the community. I
think if I knew who the other producer was, I think, well, you could probably tell me after, right? Yeah. Because then I think that might open the story to like maybe what was going on. You know?
So long story short, I got emotional and made an emotional decision. And then I just remember, I think that was after we had worked in the studio with you and your brother. Yeah. And I just remember literally when I think it was when Rodney passed. I just like I was, you know, watching from the outside. You just see somebody going through something, and I remember I reached out to you, and I was like, "Hey, bro, if you need anything or something like that." I sent you a message like, "Hey, I know we ain't talked in a long time, but we shouldn't end our friendship like this or something." And it sucks. It takes something tragic for that to happen.
Because I think that's how what brought us back too was after that shit you hit me up and then we started working on Desolation and shit. Yeah.
And or just even like we started like mingling again. Yeah, you know what I mean? We might not have started recording right away, but it was just like we were in each other's network again. And I had felt bad about the situation because I was reflecting on it and thinking like, man, I was really emotional during that time. But that's what happens with the stuff that we do. We get attached to it. Yeah. Like if somebody talks reckless about the podcast, you're gonna feel some way, especially if they lying. Yeah, that's fucking. You know what I mean? So,
dude, and the craziest part is, bro, because I'm so blind to that whole side of it. You know what I'm saying?
And it makes me think now about, like, dang, have I ever shared something like that? You know, because it was literally. I don't think you. Looking back at it, I keep saying, I was emotional. Right. You know what I mean? And I think it's, like I said, the reason why we started this whole thing is dope that we can be right here and we friends now and we closer than we were then. And it's like, it's full circle, you know? And I'm man enough to be like, I made the mistake. Yeah. Because all you did is share something that was already out there.
And I think I might have shared it because maybe I didn't like that producer. Well, you shared it with a post. Did I?
But
I wish I could find it.
I don't think that's the case though. But
just say the name real quick and I'll believe it, bro.
But I will say that situation is long gone, and I think I've worked hard to like make sure my name is clear and that people know like things associated with me, because I've had incidents come up since then, and I'm known to be like a person who's gonna solve it behind the scenes. Yeah, like we don't need to make a big deal about something that can be solved.
Dude, because in my head, like, I remember, like, we were working a little bit, and then we stopped working. And that was just because, on my side of things, I'm like, yo, I got my own studio set up. You know what I'm saying? I can save me some money.
Right.
You know
Dude,
what I'm saying?
Probably don't fuck with me no more.
No, see, I never had that thought once, bro.
It was so silly because I had all these feelings, and this was me. I had to grow into this, into who I am now. Because I used to, like I said, until you have something happen online where you're like, oh, it's just the internet. Who cares about these comments? But it's like when those comments are about you or your baby or your business. Yeah. All of a sudden there's this red line that shoots and you're like, man.
Damn, so were we ops for a little bit?
We weren't ops at all. I never actually had a op. I never had a person who's like a op of mine.
No?
Never had a op.
Damn,
and you definitely weren't. I was. It's not that it was just as simple as like it was probably as little as you sharing it as me unfriending you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying,
dude? Because I'm mad. I never like seen like the unfriend, or I never saw like the refriend. You know what I'm saying?
Because I didn't. In my mind, you were just one of 25 people. Yeah, who I literally unfriended and was like, and some of the comments were crazy, and I was like me and some of those people in my mind, like now I'm cool, but we've almost never recovered. Oh yeah, and this was 6 years ago.
This is a crazy recovery here.
Like,
huh?
so it's like, but there was people talking reckless in the comments that knew me, and I was just thinking like, dang, like bro, we never gonna be around each other again. Like, but I was emotional at that time.
Damn, dude, that is so crazy to me, bro.
Just a status. Yeah, it was just a status, but it got juice though. It had like. So many viral, likes, and I felt like it was viral.
Is the post still up, you think?
I wouldn't know how to find it. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to find it. I doubt it is. I think he actually deleted it after a couple of days. Yeah, because I was upset with him.
Dude, the story of Bobo and Dewey's beef.
Man, that's crazy. We was beefing, man. That's gonna be on the caption. Dewey and Bobo's beef.
Why Bobo and Dewey used to beef.
I know, right? But yeah, man, I was emotional at that time for sure.
I remember you telling me that, and I was just like so like fucking astonished. I'm like, whoa, for real? You know what I'm saying? Because like I was saying, like I got my own studio set up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I can save money. Right. And then I met Sam I Am, and then he was hooking me up for cheaper videos. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And Sam's dope.
Yeah. So in my mind, it's all just like, oh, I'm just trying to save some money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
to me, none of that ever came into play.
Right. It was literally just that post.
A button.
But when they were in the same circles and shit too, so it's like you still were eventually seeing me.
I was seeing everything. Still. Yeah, I was seeing everything still. And I wasn't on no hater stuff. It's not like I was like, oh man, I don't like Bobo to people I was around. Yeah. It was just like a personal thing between me that no one else knew about. I just had deleted several people. And then just felt some type of way. I was just upset that.
Have you had this talk with multiple other people, like about that situation?
No.
Oh no, not even, huh?
No, because I was emotional. I don't like to. I can talk about it because I'm like, it is what it is and what happened. And, yeah. But it's like it's almost embarrassing.
I can feel that.
You know what I mean? I don't want to like. Oh man, what you posted online made me mad. Like that's silly to me. Yeah, that's so silly. Especially if it would have happened nowadays, I would have hit you up. I'd have been like, "Hey, bro, like, you know, what I mean?
You know what the fuck you just shared, bro?
Right.
I'd be like, oh no, dude.
But yeah, at the time, I was just emotional, bro.
Dude, that's crazy.
But
dude.
we good, bro. We locked in, man.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like now, it's like, bro, like we link up every week. Yeah, almost religiously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I almost don't do anything.
We got a Christmas song together, dude.
Yeah, who else got a Christmas song?
Come on, man. Give it applause, man.
Yeah,
is it that button?
There we go, man. Fucking applause.
Yeah.
Dude, because I remember when we did the In Too Deep album, I had a bunch of people hitting me up like, bro, how the fuck you get Dewey on an album? How'd you get him to perform with you? You know what I'm saying?
People have said that to me before,
I'm sure, right?
It just made sense, man. It made sense, and I think there was some weird connection when like I said, when your brother had passed. Yeah. And it was like I had dealt with death in my life too. And I just remember I was relating to you really hard, and then I like kind of seen you were like the me 10 years ago.
Oh no shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it kind of that's the magic behind our album and stuff. You know what I mean? I see a lot of, and I'm not old or nothing, but you know what I mean? We do have an age gap between us. Yeah. And it's like, it's dope that like I kind of see that, and it just, I don't know, it just worked out. You can never explain it sometimes, how stuff happens.